You see it?
Because you're standing on there, so that's what it looks like.
Let me know if my head's cut off. La 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 da da da. Perfect. All right. Welcome in today. We are going to be making some drinks. Let's get our board out and check him on out. Who we got joining in? What's up, Rosie? What's up, Dennis? All right, how does this look for everybody? Can you even read this? Elegant Elixirs. You can read it. Perfect. So today we're going to be making a perfect Manhattan. 2 ounces of rye, ½ ounce of dry vermouth, ½ ounce of sweet vermouth, and 2 dashes of bitters. And then we're going to be making a fresh Appletini vodka, 2 ounces, 1 ounce of dry vermouth, ½ ounce of lemon juice, ½ ounce of simple syrup, and 1/8 of green apple. And then lastly, we'll be making a Rob Roy, 2 ounces of Scotch, 1 ounce of vermouth, 2 dashes of bitters. Elegant Elixirs. Artwork done by Corey Witt Art. He is a tremendous artist, and I highly recommend him. Great person, real good guy. All right, well, we're going to start off. We on Instagram, if you were there, we talked about what everyone's favorite wine is, and the majority people said red wine. So, of course, I'm going to grab a red wine. And then if you've been staying with my story, I definitely brought up about how what grape is grown the most in Burgundy, and a lot of people said Cabernet Sauvignon. Some other people said Merlot. It is not either of those. It is Pinot Noir. The Pinot Noir grape is one of the only red wine grapes that grow in there. There's another one that's not highly used. It's Gamay, which Gamay is a great grape as well. It's similar to Pinot Noir in certain aspects. It's a little bit, the process they use for it makes it more of a sweeter strawberry kind of a note. But so this is from Nuit Saint Georges. I'm not saying that probably right. I'm probably butchering it with my super cool accent. But 2015, tremendous year. I don't know much about this vineyard itself. I just grabbed a nice bottle. This went on. Let's see, how much did this cost? About $80 to $85. So it's a very nice Burgundy wine, very nice Pinot Noir. So we're getting some tremendous notes out of it. I got 2 glasses. My producer's gonna have to sample this with us. But so you're like, Josh, why are you just dropping almost $100 on a bottle of wine? Well, one, it's worth it for me because I study these things and I want to experience them. Obviously, not that it doesn't matter how expensive or how cheap the wine is. Obviously, you're going to get the specific flavor you're looking for. Some of them are more refined than others. I like to go a little bit more bougie for certain wines just to experience them. But I also have this. It's called a Corbin. So a Corbin is a very fancy tool that you can use on your wine bottle that has a cork. No screw tops. Please don't. So unscrew tops aren't bad. But you use this to basically get this needle, this hypodermic needle, to go inside without exposing this wine to any oxygen. We're going to take the wine out of it and be able to store it up to 2 years. It uses argon gas inside this machine to replace what was there. Obviously, there has to be some kind of exchange. So it's the gas. And so again, it holds it, doesn't affect the flavor tremendously. But it's a nice way to say, hey, I'm going to spend a lot of money on this. I want to go try it, several times without it going bad. I would not want to open this. I mean, I could open this and just drink it all. We can drink it all. But at the same time, obviously, if you're trying to study these things, you want to go back and go, okay, hey, 2 or 3 more weeks, we're going to try this again, or do a blind tasting with it, whatever it is. So let's go ahead and use this thing. So it slides down, as I mentioned. Boop. You want to slide it down, clamp it on. We're going to push this needle into it. Boom. Perfect. You just take it, you have this little button, and we're just going to fill it with gas. And pour out. And it stops once you tilt it. So you could do this if you go to a restaurant or a bar and you really wanted to sell some premium wines by the glass. You could use this. Obviously, it does take a minute. It's not the quickest thing, but if you were like, "Hey, I want to have a glass price of $50," just because I know people would do it, you'll still make decent money off of it. You can use this, and that night you do the first pour, and maybe you start picking up the business because people start to see that trend of you having an expensive wine. At some point, you might not even need to do this. Or if it's the slower in the night, you can pop it in so you're not opening the bottle and exposing it to the oxygen. But there's our wine. Comes out like this. Boom, done. All right, let's give this a sample, shall we? We shall. All right, so we have Henry Gauget. Gauget? Where's the name? It says it on the top. Okay. Well, we tried. So again, this is from the northern part of Burgundy, and in Côte Nuit. Saying that right, possibly. So in that region, it's very rugged terrain, very compact earth tone. Every single note I can explain about it, but it's very difficult to grow the grapes there. It's continental, cold continental climate, lots of winds, kind of on the rocks, all that fun, great stuff. Trader Joe's. I gotta reread all this stuff again. But anyways, so this is going to be completely different from a California Pinot Noir, in the sense that in California it's obviously hot, it's warm, it has better sunlight, it has all these different factors that produce a sweeter, more fruit-forward Pinot Noir. Now, a French Burgundy Côte de Nuits or Côte de Nuits or Côte de Beaune, right next to each other, completely different. So it's going to be a little bit colder, so the grapes are going to grow a little slower. So we're going to develop a different type of flavor. This wine, to me, before I even smell it, taste it, I would expect a nice flavor profile, a nice smell that's going to be a little bit more earthy, maybe a little fruity, and then the taste is going to be a lot more earth-driven, earthy kind of herbaceousness, not as fruit-forward as others. But we shall give it a try. And this is a proper Burgundy glass. So I definitely get the herbs in there. A little like under-ripened strawberry, like a very tart strawberry. A little, what is that? My favorite damp forest floor, but it's a little more dried forest floor. It smells good. Very crisp, very clean. Not very aromatic, I would say, in a sense. Maybe just needs to be breathe a little more. But about the bottle, so this is 2015. 2015 was a good vintage, so we should get some pretty good flavors coming out of this. Some nice flavors. There's definitely some, what is that? It's like hay, like barn for sure. Very barny. Mm. Oh, it's so silky. Just, doesn't have that bite that you would possibly expect. Super smooth, just elegantly just kind of glides across your tongue. Very delicious, very delicious. Quite intriguing. That is a good bottle of wine. I haven't done a tasting in quite some time, so forgive me being put on the spot. But there's definitely that strawberry comes through. It's a little bit more fresher, like just fresh sliced strawberry. Not too sweet though, not too overwhelming. Really good. Just extremely silky, just smooth, just super sexy in this wine. Beautiful. Let's get on to our cocktails, shall we? Woo. folks. Well, today, the first thing we're going to make is our perfect Manhattan. This was requested by Chris V. He said, make a perfect Manhattan. I shall do as he asked. Shall we? Let's shall. Let's clean up our Corvin, our nice fancy tool. Write it down later. All right, so perfect Manhattan. What makes it different than a normal Manhattan? Well, a normal Manhattan is going to be 2 ounces of whiskey, rye preferably. We're going to do an ounce of sweet vermouth and then 2 dashes of bitters. Now, the perfect Manhattan, or the perfecting of, comes from the idea of using sweet and dry vermouth. So we're going to use both in this, and we're going to experience the flavors a different way. Now, obviously, one's dry, one's sweet, they're both very aromatic. I feel like the dry vermouth, I definitely kind of come to a little bit more of a loving for it. But it has a completely different set of aromatics and a little bit more citrusy kind of bite to it. Whereas sweet vermouth is definitely going to have a little more. Ooh, that smells good. More of a, I would say definitely more earthy herbaceous, citrusy herbaceous kind of a sense. Like almost like a lemongrass in a sense almost. And then something else. But let's get started. I digress. Alright, so perfect Manhattan. We are going to use the following tools. Mixing glass, our jigger, our strainer, our spoon, and we'll need some ice. And we're going to be using black market rye today. We're going to be using 2 different vermouths, sweet and dry. And we will be using Angostura Bitters. Alright, let's get started with this, shall we? We shall. So, clear the way for y'all. Clear the way for y'all. Hope you're all having a great day today. Ready to drink some drinks. I hope you guys have been hanging out watching my, oh shoot, I totally forgot that I broke this cap. Ooh. I hope you guys have been watching my TikToks, my videos, my recipes, all that fun stuff. It's been super fun making all these drinks. It's just, obviously it's part of what I do for a living, and it's just what I like to do to share my experiences, my recipes, the way I think things should be created. Not to say there's no other ways to do it, but obviously I have my way, and for me, this is, if you order a drink for me, this is how I'm going to make it. So, a perfect Manhattan. 2 ounces of black market rye. Well, ½ ounce of sweet vermouth. ½ ounce of dry vermouth. 2 dashes of bitters. 1, 2. Grab our trusty ice bucket. Put some ice in it, and we are going to stir. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, Benny. Tanaya, welcome in. Everyone that's here already has been here. Welcome, and thank you for hanging out and watching and staying tuned. Bredeka. Welcome in, Bredeka and Koala. Huh? Oh, well, thank you. This is one of my favorite ties. I have a lot of favorite ties, but this is one of them. Get our stirring going, and then we're going to grab our strainer, grab a glass, and strain it on in. You get it to sit flat on your bar mat. Boom. Of course, it would not be a delicious, nutritious Manhattan without a Luxardo cherry. Now, if you've had these cherries before, I mean, I would assume the majority of the people that are sitting in here right now, I know, have had these cherries, because I always love to share these cherries. Share these cherries, and I always like to eat these cherries. Even at work, I'll sit there and just kind of, enjoy them. But we're going to just pick one cherry right there. Nice and pretty. All right. Let's try it out. The perfect Manhattan. Oh, I should do this the right way. The perfect Manhattan. I mean, come on, you guys. I'm sure has been waiting for that. I do that in all my videos now. It's just me being quirky, Josh. But okay, let's kind of go over the flavor profile we're tasting here. All right, so it's definitely. I mean, it's good. It's definitely a lot softer in a sense. Again, that has that kind of citrus backing note. A different kind of bitterness to it now. It's good. I definitely say there's like a. It's not as sweet, which makes sense because Sweet Vermouth is it halved now. It's still good. It's still enjoyable. It's still simple. Again, it has a little bit more brighter, like citrusy kind of bitter notes, like a lemon pith, if you would. Lemon pith, rice spiced, the bitters, all that great stuff. Real good. The perfect Manhattan. Check that one off the list, everyone. And you can pound that one because for those that don't know, I drank a little too much last night. Great stories, great stories. So yeah, I'm taking a little bit of a break today. I'll sip a little bit, but not too much because that was a little too much. Okay. All right, everybody. Next, we shall make the Appletini, fresh Appletini. This drink right now, I have it on YouTube. It is one of my most viewed drinks on there. It has, I think, 1,000 views, which is pretty cool. Pretty nice stuff. Just leave the cherries for later. So, I mean, I was surprised because I feel like most people would probably be like, and they have like 28 thumbs up. I had no one that was like, oh, it needs this or that, or needs, sour apple pucker. Like, bleh. Like, why would you want to do that to yourself or to your body? So we definitely went for a fresh style. So I took the Thank you. So I definitely took the idea of what a Appletini is. Obviously, it would be some kind of apple liqueur. Sour apple pucker is the biggest one. You could use Calvados. I didn't even think about that, and I didn't buy any, but I could definitely try that. But I did vodka. I did dry vermouth, fresh apples, and then we threw in some simple syrup and some lemon juice. Now, that, whole concept, it really actually worked really well. The flavor profile was amazing, and it just was so much more fresh. So if I have the ability to, if I'm ever working and you order a Appletini, that's the way it's going to come, not bright fuchsia green. That's just no fun. Okay, let's get started. So we're going to take some apple. I already have it chopped up here. Throw it in our cup, our tin. We're going to take our simple syrup and our measuring device, and we're going to do a half ounce of simple. Throw it in your tin. And then we shall add a half ounce of lemon juice. Throw that down. Boom. This is where we're going to muddle. We don't want to muddle with alcohol in there because we can bruise the alcohol. We're already going to shake it. There's no point to sit there and muddle it with that. We want to save that alcohol's bruising for the ice. We just want to mash up the apple because this is not going to break down with ice unless I shake it extremely hard. And even then, we're going to lose a lot of great flavor notes. So we're not going to do that today. Just kind of press down, give it a little twist, work those apples in. We're basically making an apple juice with a little bit of lemon in there. All right. We're going to add our ice. Separate that out. We're going to add 1 ounce of dry vermouth. And we're going to 2 ounces of vodka. We're using Tito's today. Tito's is a nice American vodka, corn-based. Again, as everyone knows, I'm not a big vodka person, but that's the trick. Grey Goose, I think, is a little bit smoother. But as we did my tasting, I couldn't tell the difference between any of them. So, they're all the same to me. Well, let's shake this up. right. Strain it on in. Right to the top. Then you gotta have your garnishing apple. And you know what? I did forget too. Appletinis typically are served with a cherry at the bottom. So we'll just kind of throw this bad boy in there. Get off as much syrup as we can if you don't want that in the drink too much. And we'll just let that sink to the bottom. And there you have it. The fresh Appletini. That's just divine. So divine. Let me come around. Get a close up on my face drinking it. The way nature was intended to be. Hi. The fresh Appletini. That's good. That is just, oh, it's killer. This is only the one drink I drink tonight, I guess. This is, that's some good stuff. I mean, it has that citrus, that tart bite that you would expect with like a Granny Smith apple. Again, sour apple pucker. It's, you know, has the basics of being kind of like a green apple. So that's basically what we pulled through. Again, we got the Dry Vermouth, as I mentioned, has that kind of citrusy, herbaceous note that kind of pulls it around as well. Fresh apple, lemon juice, simple syrup to sweeten it up, and then vodka, which is a neutral spirit. So the focus is on the apple flavor. Now, if you use gin, I could use gin. Gin's going to not overpower it, but it's going to take the flavor to a different style. One that you, if you want to do it, you can. Would never stop you from. But I think vodka works pretty goddamn well. It's nice, delicious, refreshing, elegant elixirs. Whew. That's been some fun drink making so far. We still got one more to make, but I think I'll sit here for a second and answer any questions y'all might have. Yummy, yes it is delicious. What's up, Sharon? How you doing? Thank you, Alyssa. Cheers to you all. Thanks for staying tuned. So we're not done yet. We're still making drinks. So I see people leaving. Don't be leaving. Get your butt back in here. Ooh, that is just quite refreshing. Quite refreshing indeed. Let's see. So we talked about the wine, fresh Appletini. I guess we can always throw out there. You know, I have a need for drinks. So if you have any ideas, if you have any concepts, you're like, I want to see this, I want to see that. How do you make this? How do you make that? Reach out to me. Let me know. That's part of the thing I love to do is make drinks for people and show them how I would do it. And if I make a recipe video about it, you can take it to your bartender and be like, watch this guy. Watch him make it. This is how I want it made. By all means, that's why part of the reason is if you go to a bar and you're like, oh, I want an old fashioned, they make it a different way. I mean, they might hate you. They'll probably hate me more for the fact that I told you to show them the video. But you know, but there's also a million different ways to skin a cat, and there's a million different ways to make a drink, and there's tons of different ways to make an experience amazing. So the way I make drinks is the way that I want to do them, and it might be the way that you like it or you not like it. Some other bartenders might have different ways, more unique ways, possibly more creative ways. But I have found my drinks, for me, are delicious, and I like the way that I make them. So cheers to that. Cheers to you all. But yeah, don't be shy. Send me some questions and let me know. If you haven't been watching my TikToks, you should totally get on there. Once we get more people on there, we can go live on there and have just a grand old time. Have just tons of fun and exciting experiences. Let's see, since you saw me last, I think I got this tattoo shaded. I think we saw it last week. Got my ink done. Shout out to Brian Sheehy. He's an amazing tattoo artist. And I got this little koala bear. If you can't see it. He's eating a tortilla. She's eating a tortilla. My bad. Yeah, that's some of the new things happening in my life. Making some drinks. Having some fun doing that. It's been quite the ride, y'all. It's so damn delicious. Boop. All right, let's get going on the Rob Roy. So, Rob Roy is going to be a very, very close similar to a Manhattan. The only big difference is that you're going to use Scotch. So, again, 2-1-2. That's why I kind of paired it well with today with the perfect Manhattan, is to show you the Rob Roy. We're not going to make a perfect Rob Roy. We're just going to make a regular Rob Roy. There is some history behind the drink. Apparently, there's some guy named Rob that deserved the name Rob Roy. Who knows? But I would say, in general, that it's a quite different experience drinking a Rob Roy than a Manhattan. Obviously, you're going to have a sweeter kind of, more smoky kind of a flavor with it. Rye obviously going to have more spice. I think, obviously, Monkey Shoulder is really working well. It has blended Scotch. It has some really great notes. Monkey Shoulder did reach out to me. They said that I should try doing this cocktail with Smoky Monkey. Apparently, they have a smokier version. Had no idea. So we're going to wait for them to send me one because I don't know if I can add more bottles here quite yet. And by golly, if they want me to do it, then send it on my way. I did, however, I'll shut them out. I did get another bottle in the mail today. Black Market Spirits. I use them for a lot of my drink recipes. We use it for the Perfect Manhattan a second ago. They sent me their Fernet. So this is Elixirs. It's got a lot of herbaceous flavors. I haven't really dug into Fernets too much, but I would say it's not similar, but similar in a sense to Vermouth, but not. So let's just read the back of the bottle. For over 200 years, Fernet has been a celebrated and somewhat obscure spirit enjoyed by sophisticated mixologists from Italy, Argentina to San Francisco. Throwback Fernet is a fresh California take on a traditional Italian style of Amaro herbal liqueur. There you go. Our master distillers expertly blends together a complex mosaic of 20 hand-chosen herbs and spices while balancing the traditional Fernet bitterness with mild sweetness with a deep earthy richness. You'll be pleasantly surprised with additional notes of cacao, mint, and spice, which will make your next cocktail not just sophisticated, but unforgettable. Should be. So interesting. I was going to wait to try it, but after reading the back, I can just want to get a little drab of it. If I can open it. Jeez, crickets. Okay. So, Fernet, herbaceous, little minty cocoa flavor. This will be the first Fernet I've ever tried, so here's to nothing. Look at Black Market Spirits. Check them out. I already have some people already asking me about them. I've hooked them up with, people to talk to, where to find it, how to get it. Obviously, it's a smaller brand. It's in Santa Barbara, right? Santa Barbara, California. And they're a growing company, so I definitely respect that. And we got some of this bottle too. What am I doing? I'm definitely respecting local distillers and their methods and their styles and what they can make, what they can do. And Black Market has been super generous, super nice, and very, very open discussion, talking. Not that others haven't been, but obviously when you find someone that's willing to talk to you on social media, especially when they're a part of the company, it's nice to be able to get some questions answered and get some opportunities and know where to find it. That's always a great tool as well. All right, so throwback Fernet. Ooh, ooh, that is unique. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Ment's cacao notes on the nose. Has like a orange tinge, not orange tinge, like a rusty kind of brown tinge to it. Lots of really, really strong spice notes. I'm trying to pick out if I can pick out. I don't know if I can pick out 20 notes out of this thing. I'll try. Of course, cinnamon, nutmeg. What is that? Cardamom? Cacao. Wow, there's a lot. It's a lot going on, but it smells delicious. Ooh. That's interesting. And yeah, it has tons of just impeccable flavors going on in there. Really rounded well together. A little spice in there. It's like a gingery kind of spice. Some cinnamon, that nutmeg, anise and clove. Okay. Ginger, cinnamon, anise, clove, nutmeg, cardamom, mint, cacao. I don't know, but there's a really good flavors in there. Let me pass this over. You can sample that out. It's good stuff, though. All right, so we're at the top of the half hour, or the bottom of the, I don't know, right? It's got a lot of really herbaceous, really notes going on there. Definitely a sipping thing if you want to drink it by itself. But now we're going to find ways to kind of play with that. I think we could throw that totally in a Manhattan or I think you could probably replace it with something with, yeah, it's good. With vermouth, but you have to be very careful because again, it's not going to be the same sweet flavor that you'd be expecting out of the vermouth. But it has immense aromatics going on there. Really nice aromatics. Honestly, I think even heated up would actually be even better. If you steamed it a little bit, it'd be really nice. Or you could throw it on the rocks and cool it down, chill it, and then you would lose flavor for sure. But no, if you heat it up, it would add this really cool flavors to it. So that is the throwback Fernet at Black Market Spirits. Check them out. Follow them on the gram if you're not already. Just look and see what they're doing. I mean, let them know that I sent you over there and that you're part of the Black Market Spirits family for right now, or forever. I mean, I already have some people asking about this rye. They're trying to get their hands on this rye, and it's quite delicious. So cheers to them, and thank you for all of your work you do, Black Market Spirits. All right, so Rob Roy, let's get going. So we're going to use our mixing glass, our strainer, our jigger, blended Scotch, vermouth, and bitters. All of these together. Boom. All right, so we're going to make with Monkey Shoulder. As previously mentioned by Monkey Shoulder, they want me to use a smoky monkey at some point, and I definitely want to try that. I'll probably wait until this bottle's a little bit more kicked, see if I can find it. I don't even know if I have it at my local liquor store. If they don't, we will go from there. But let's make a Rob Roy. There's our 2 ounces of Monkey Shoulder Scotch. We're going to add 1 ounce of Sweet Vermouth. Ooh, spilled a little bit there. There we go. And that bottle's empty. Gosh darn. But that's okay, because I have a backup bottle just in case. Planning ahead. And we're going to add 2 dashes of bitters. 1, 2. Now you could add any type of bitters you wanted to add. Obviously, classically Angostura, you could add pachons if you prefer pachons. You could add lavender bitters, just a numerous amounts of things. There's no stopping that. I wouldn't stop you. It's really what's your preference. Orange bitters. I have cardamom bitters. I spoke about that earlier. There's tons of different things you could do to enhance it just by that. Just changing the bitter profile, making your own bitters, using an orange blossom water instead of bitters. There's hundreds of different things you can do. And we're going to get to those all for the rest of our lives. We're just going to sit here and make drinks and just change little bits and pieces of it. All right, we got our ice and our mixing glass, and we're going to stir it on up. Take our strainer, strain it on in to our coupe glass or martini glass, whichever you prefer. All right. Garnish, cherry, of course. It's quite necessary. I'm almost out of cherries as well. I'll have to buy some more. These are expensive cherries, I will let you know. Usually like $20 a jar, this size. But just make sure you don't throw that syrup away. Use it for something. Put it on your pancakes, put it on your waffles, put it in your next old fashioned, put it in your Mai Tai, use it as a syrup. Save it and put it in a jar. You could put it into a little jar like this and pour it on things, or you could mix it with Sprite for kids and make Shirley Temples, mix it with Coke and this syrup for Roy Rogers, not Rob Roy's. There's a difference. Rob Roy, Roy Roger, that would be terrible if you gave this to a child. You'd probably spit it back out. But here we are, Rob Roy. Very smooth, a lot different from the Perfect Manhattan. That citrus note definitely is not there. It has kind of this just a really deep, dark, earthy, herbaceous kind of blend of flavors. Obviously, the sweet vermouth in there definitely enhances that sweetness. But definitely try that Fernet. I mean, that's got a lot of herbaceous sitting in my mouth. The Scotch works really well. I would definitely say I think a smokier Scotch would actually change that whole game, that whole profile, and really, really blend well with the vermouth. So I think Monkey Shoulder's on a right path with that. I think that Smoky Monkey is something I need to get my hands on here soon. But it's still a delicious beverage. Mm. Let's get close. Let's get a little close and personal, folks. Rob Roy. That's good. That's good. It's delicious. It's the way it should be. It's the way it should be. It's the classic way to make it. Nice and balanced. Well-rounded. Nice, something nice to sip on, especially with like a cigar. This would be a tremendous experience to sit there and sit and smoke in your fat Cuban. Delicious. Quite enjoyable. Get drinking. I ain't getting to that. I'm not getting to that level tonight. I'm still drinking my fresh Appletini. Again, this one is it's out there. It's big. People want fresh Appletini. Hopefully, we can just change the course of the world and drink fresh Appletinis instead of sour apple pucker. I mean, I wouldn't even say find someone else that can make it better. That's just not even worth it at this point either. But let's see. I'm trying. Yeah, hurry up. The Wink. Yeah, the Wink. What's up, Adrian? Welcome on in. Let's see who else is here. Perfect. Well, everyone, I hope you're all enjoying Elegant Elixirs with me. That's good, right? It's that one's especially for a Scotch cocktail. I know that Fernet. I know you'd like that one. But some good stuff. Looking back at the comments though, hopefully everyone has enjoyed themselves so far. I'm definitely enjoying myself. Drinking a fresh Appletini, hanging out with y'all with that cherry in the bottom. I'm excited to get to at some point. Man, good stuff. Welcoming, refreshing, and enlightening. But we'll just hang out for a few more minutes. I'm done making drinks. But if you guys have questions about cocktails, we're definitely just going to talk about them and enjoy them. No questions? Bueller? Oh yeah, if you want me to make a drink right on the fly, let me know. I can grab some more products. If you're like, hey, mix these two things. Oh, I guess I can talk about something else. While I wait for you to just suggest something, I also did pick up. I have no idea how to pronounce this, but this is a Japanese whiskey. I'm definitely trying to get more into it. I have some ideas of some cocktails. You have a question? Okay. Let's hear it. But yeah, Japanese whiskey, good stuff. I'm trying to get more into it. I've had Toki. I can't see that. Where's my tasting? There's a whole table right over here full of drinks that are needing to be drunk. That I'm not drinking because I'm trying to save my liver tonight and my brain tomorrow. But anyways, we got a nice Japanese whiskey on par now. We have Everclear. Ooh, Everclear. Yum. I told people on TikTok, if I get to 1,000 followers, when I'm allowed to go live on there, I am going to try to chug this without, not the whole thing. I don't think I would. Oh, stories from last night would reoccur, but I definitely will see if I can do a straight face with this. Let's just say the back says warning, flammable liquid. Now this isn't the most high one. The Everclear makes 190 proof, but apparently it's not legal in California, or it's hard to find in California. You have to be a restaurant or business to buy it. So if we can get there, then we should definitely try that, because I'd be more than happy to try 190 proof alcohol and see if I can keep a straight face. What else did we buy? Oh, Jesus. I bought this yesterday, and that's probably why my night went so terribly. I drank all of that, plus tequila and mezcal. Did I finish this bottle too? I almost finished this bottle too. It was up to here. But yeah, we went hard last night. Good stuff. Huh? I have ideas, but I mean, there's only a couple people in here.
Summer drinks.
Summer drinks. Well, I'm saving one that I need to make a video for. So I'd rather not. I have a new cocktail menu coming out soon, and I definitely need to start making them at home. I have all the ideas written in my brain. So you guys will see some really cool, interesting new concepts that I'm going to throw out there. Some of them kind of are reflected towards drinks I've already made. Again, it's just little subtle differences that I change that do make the drink a different experience. I don't even want to say them because I don't really want to give them away. But let's talk about drinks that I have made. The Sicilian Sour. That one is now online. That's something I can make for you guys in the future. That one is just tremendously delicious. The Koala Bear, we made that live last week. That one is phenomenal. Made it for a few people and they absolutely adore it and love it. I made it for a few guests recently and they absolutely love it. I think it tastes the best though with fresh prickly pear puree. The prickly pear syrup is good. It is a little too sweet in a sense with the way I had made it. But it was still good. It's still delicious. I mean, it balanced really well with the rum. And the flavor profile, the cardamom bitters, or the eucalyptus bitters. But that's why I got a koala bear. Koalas are amazing, especially when they're eating tortillas. With the koala bear, let's see, what else did we make recently? We had the Rob Roy. Tons of great drinks. Again, send me your drink ideas, your recipes, or whatever you want me to try. Or if you want me to make up something specific with specific spirits and specific flavor profiles, or you just want recommendations, I'm here for you. And that is the way it is. That's the way it'll be. So cheers to that. I'm still waiting for a drink idea. There's only 2 people it says that are in here. Okay. Well, thank y'all for watching. I'm going to finish this Appletini, this fresh Appletini, and eat my cherry and enjoy the crap out of it. So cheers, and we'll see you all next week.